Right, folks, good morning. At the time of the recording, it is the 22 of the 10 on the 28th of the June. Now, let's discuss this. Obesity and...
You're well able to talk about that.
Obesity and diabetes. Now, not just any kind of obesity and diabetes. I've been reading the Telegraph again, and like I said the other day, I read the Telegraph, the Guardian, and other newspapers to get a wider variety of subjects and opinions, and then I throw them around in my little head, and I still come out with the conclusion that I am fucking right. Isn't that right, Judy, baby?
You do.
I do. Now, so, the number of children being treated for type 2 diabetes has risen by a staggering, a fucking staggering. I tell you why it's staggering, because the kids are that fucking fat, they can't run or walk, they have to stagger. I thought, oh, quite funny then, I just made that up on my own, I just on the...
Not scripted.
Not scripted, no. A staggering 50% in just 5 years. Yes, just 5 years. A grim figure by any standards, yet made all the more worse for its release in the same week as the government's food strategy. The long-awaited, well, the government hasn't got a strategy, has it? It hasn't got a fucking clue. It hasn't got a plan. You look at most of the cabinet, you look at most of the government, and they're all fucking tossers. New research from Diabetes UK says growing waistlines coupled with the cost of living. Now you're all sitting there, you're thinking, I'm a fat fucker, yeah? But I'll get to it. The growing waistlines coupled with the cost of living crisis is making cheap junk food more desirable than ever to children, creating a perfect storm which risks irreversible harm to the health of young people. Some 973 children and teenagers were sent for specialist care last year, up from 621 in 2015 to 2016. That might not sound a lot, but it's a steady increase on what is happening. Now, this is the good bit, if I could say it's a good bit. 17-year-old Maya, or Maya, M-A-Y-A, how would you say that?
Maya.
4 words, got the fucker wrong. 4 letters, 4 words, 4 letters, got them wrong, I know. Who has type 2 diabetes. Is type 2 the worst one, or is type 1, or is it type 3?
Type 1 is the one that you get, you're kind of born with. I think, I'm not really an expert on this.
June's mum had diabetes.
Yeah, type 2 is the one that generally comes later in life.
Yeah.
When your pancreas is wore out.
So basically what you're saying then, type 2 diabetes should come to you when you're in your 50s and your 60s, not when you're 17.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it works.
She was sent to an obesity clinic for the first time because I thought the doctors were going to judge me.
I think you can actually stop type 2 diabetes in its tracks by fasting and stuff.
And eating.
You can reverse it, reverse it, and eating well and exercising more and stuff. Not always.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it can be controlled by diet.
Yeah. I've heard that. I think String at work, he used to... But there again, String would turn up to work with fucking 8 bananas and eat the fucking lot in one break. And like... He also came into work one day and drank 12 of those Actimel things. Why did you do that, String? He says, well, they're on offer.
And they're good for you.
Yeah.
But not 12.
Not 12 in one fucking go though, Ian. I lost my track because I thought the doctors were going to judge me based on the way she looked. Working with professionals has helped her develop a healthy eating and exercise routine to manage the conditions, but she admits it's quite difficult to make healthy choices when you go out with your friends. You don't really go to Tesco's and buy a bunch of veg. You go to the cinema where there's popcorn and crisps. So I can understand that. I can understand that when you go out with your friends, you don't want to...
There's a big difference between a treat and your normal everyday diet.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You do need... There's nothing wrong with a treat and a going out and having a time out with your mates and all that. But I don't understand... I would be interested to see... You know when you do go to the cinema, we don't go to the cinema, do we? Because, well, we just don't go.
Bloody rip-off for a start.
Well, it is a fucking rip-off. It's about £12 a ticket, so my mate Christopher said when he went with his missus to see some film, Top Gun I think it were. Top Gun and top fucking price and all. And you walk in there and it's like just a massive fucking pick and mix. Wouldn't it be good one day if you went in there and you actually had like bags of carrots and bags of grapes?
Yeah, they won't ever do that. But because we all love junk food, don't we? Because it tastes nice. Isn't there something in it?
Yeah, it's
junk food
probably cocaine or something.
No, it makes you want more of it. It's addictive.
Obviously that was a joke. Don't go thinking that I believe that there's cocaine in fucking sweets, right? You never know.
You never know.
Bit like League of Gentlemen with their special stuff in the meat.
I don't know. I didn't watch League of Gentlemen.
Yeah, the odds are stacked against young people, from fried chicken shops just yards from playgrounds to school canteens, turning out mini pizzas at morning break. This is all true. This is all correct. When I went to school, we had good, healthy food, and the dinner ladies were brilliant. It was proper. Yeah,
food.
Proper veg. And if you got in the first sitting was always really good.
Well, the idea of school dinners was really, I think, to make sure that the kids had at least one cooked meal a day.
Yeah.
But if all that's on offer is chips and pizza and stuff like that,
just cheap fucking shit. Get them out. Process it.
Yeah.
I mean, they treat the kids like they're on a fucking conveyor belt.
Well, I worked at a place, still do, kind of, that supplied schools and colleges with food. Now, you see that a lot of it is, they've gone away from the cooked dinners, so people aren't cooking the roasts, you know, the fresh stuff. You can see that it's all like panini bars, pizza fillings, pizza toppings, all that sort of stuff. There's nothing there other than Christmas dinner. They don't really order joints of meat.
No.
So therefore they're not cooking roast.
But your place used to sell slices of meat in packets, didn't they? And that would be better to just put...
Yeah, I mean, some of them do put sandwiches on and stuff like that, but you can just see that there's a lot of stuff like chicken burger steaks, chicken nuggets, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Because
that's what kids want, but if it's not there, the kids ain't going to ask for it.
Well, I've just skipped down the report, and it says the school meals cost around £2.30 to £2.50 a day, and as many food outlets offer chicken and chips for as little £1.50. The nutritious option simply doesn't add up to the hard up families, and I find
surely that's where the government comes in, isn't it?
Well,
free school meals and stuff.
I was going to say, nothing is free. When people say free school meals,
you know
it's
what
like,
I mean.
No, I agree with you, June, but what I'm saying here, onto the people out there in the BBM land who are listening, nothing is free. When they say things are free, nothing is fucking free. The NHS is not free.
Yeah, it might be free at points of use.
Yeah, but school dinners are not free. It's got to come from some fucker's pocket, right? And the thing around this is at the moment is that we've confined £3 billion to give to Ukraine, but we can't find £3 billion to give our children a decent meal. It is no good with the government coming out with this shit, saying kids are fat, kids are obese, kids have got diabetes. When the government, this is our future, right? These kids are our future. And if we don't get this fucker right, the NHS, people are talking now about the NHS being underfunded, or it's too many waiting, there's waiting lists for 6 years and all this. If we don't get this fucker right now, the NHS is only going to get worse. I'm fed up with people saying the NHS is underfunded, right? The NHS is probably underfunded as such, but the billions that we throw at it every year are fucking missed. Yeah. Well, this is what I'm saying. The billions we throw and the billions that are missed at the target is a complete fucking joke. Yes, the NHS is underfunded, but we need to start getting the funding that we give now to hit the fucking target.
The management needs sorting, don't it?
The management does need sorted. It is an absolute joke that it's where I mean, I was watching something once where they were saying that the toilet rolls, they can't go and buy the toilet rolls from Home Bargains. They have to go and buy them from where you can buy toilet rolls from Home Bargains for fucking £2. They have to go and buy the toilets.
You don't mean that literally.
I don't mean that literally. That's just a fucking example. They have to go to another place and buy the toilet rolls for £10. It's just fucking stupid.
It needs to be run like a private business.
It does need to be run like a private business. And that's not saying privatise the NHS, but it needs to be run as a business to have everything sorted so that you go for the cheapest fucking materials, or not the cheapest, but the best that you can get for money.
Value for money, yeah.
Let's face it, you get a toilet roll, you wipe your fucking arse on it. I don't mean have that box of that greaseproof paper like we used to have, but we can buy cheaper quality toilet rolls for the same, and get more for the money. And that's just an example, right? So don't start coming here reading a fucking essay on all this and that. I'm just giving an example. The NHS, yes, is underfunded, but yes, the money that we're throwing at it is missing its fucking target.
Yeah, they're overspending.
Yeah, it's just a joke.
So it's perhaps not underfunded then. It perhaps just doesn't spend the money it gets wisely.
No, and I would say that most of the money, a lot of the money, is lost, wasted. And this is where I'm going in. It's like, now people are going to start saying, yeah, but Dave, look at the fucking size of you. The difference is, I'm 53. I don't know if you know this. Scott will tell you. And Chris will tell you. I'm 53. Now, when I was a teenager and at school, I was so skinny, right, because I used to race around, I was footballing, I was cricketing, I was riding a bike to school, I was riding a bike back home, I was out with my mates, I was doing everything that I ate, I burnt off.
There wasn't the junk food around then, was there? There wasn't the fast food out
there.
No,
there wasn't,
like today.
You know, don't get me wrong, there were fat kids at school, fat stinky kids and all.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they fucking stunk as shit, because obviously they never teach him how to wipe his arse. Fucking hell. Fucking hot summer's day. You know bloody Charlie Brown, when he got his mate who got the flies around? That was it. Every kid, every class, every school had a fat kid that fucking stunk. Didn't they?
Yeah.
Fucking horrible. So I know that I'm 53, right? But when I was a kid, I wasn't that way inclined. I was out, busy, getting things, and whatever I ate, I burnt off. And I did eat as well. I ate fucking loads back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember any real, like you say, there was perhaps one fat kid in the whole year.
Yeah, one or two fat kids, but they weren't nothing like today. I mean, Gingy's 19 now, but I can remember going up to the school to pick her up from school once, because she fell over. Because I went to pick her up from school. And anyway, there was this girl there, this kid, and she looked like a fucking Cabbage Patch Kid. Because she was that fucking big, and she was, she must have been, what, 9, 10? And anyway, the kid tried to run to its parent or whoever were picking it up. It fucking ran about 10 foot and it ran out of breath. Now,
that ain't right.
It ain't right. Even if the kid had got medical problems, medical whatever, it just isn't right.
When Ginger was little, because we were broke at the time, I mean, she ate really, really well. She used to eat everything that you got on a plate, and it was always meat, 2 veg.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Always.
She used to eat a veg first. She'd eat a broccoli, a cabbage, a carrots, a peas. She'd eat the veg.
She's more fussy now than she was back then, and that's because that was the only thing that was put on the table. Now, because we've got more disposable income, she's got more disposable income, so there's things in the house like bread and crisps and stuff like that.
Yeah, she buys her own stuff.
And she buys her own stuff now. So therefore we don't have that much control over what she eats.
But she is a grown-up.
But back then, she had what was put on the table. Because there wasn't anything else in the house, that was it.
She never ate sweets though, did she?
No.
Never.
No, my mum used to buy sweets and stuff. She used to hide them.
To be fair to her, she don't actually eat them now, does she?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. But back then, she ate what was put in front of her. We had a budget, we had to stick to it. And that's what she had. She'd have sandwiches. She'd take stuff to school at lunchtime. She didn't stay for school dinners.
No.
Because she didn't like them.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, really, because a lot of it was.
Well, it's the pizzas and stuff, weren't it? It's
and
the
so
paninis.
she'd have sandwiches. You could guarantee she'd bring half of it back.
Yeah. But we never think of things like she'd have a little chocolate bar, and then she'd have carrots or celery and stuff like that. And she'd eat that. Sometimes, and quite often she'd bring a sandwich back, and she'd have ate the fruit and veg.
And also, she was always out playing when she went out as a kid. Until about the age of 12 or 13.
Fucking eyelash in my mouth. How the fuck happened?
She played out all day, every day.
Yeah, she did. She was out on a bike and everything. I mean, when my mum was alive and I was a child and she was cooking for us, my mum practically always cooked a meal. If it was mince or something like that with vegetables in it and mashed potato, we always had a decent quality meal. Very rare that we had shit food. We never, you know what I mean?
Well, I've got to say this, my mum was, because she'd lived through rationing, not necessarily, I mean, she lived through the war, but she was only a child. But rationing went on for quite a long time after that, didn't it? And she knew how to cook cheap, tasty, budget meals.
But your mum were a good cook. I've had a couple of her meals. She
did. She cooked basic, good, healthy food.
Yeah.
It wasn't probably fashionable. I mean, I was, you know, kids used to, when I was at school, used to talk about having things like chicken Kiev and stuff like that. No, that wasn't in our house. We had meat and 2 veg, soups, stews.
Yeah.
We'd have chips once a week and they were homemade
chips in the pan. Get the old tea towel over the top, set fucker on fire.
Yeah, and you put, you know, it wasn't processed frozen chips, was it? It was, because you look at chips and you tend to think that, oh, it's just potato. But if you look at the ingredients,
look at the ingredients on a bag of frozen chips. Fuck me.
Yeah, there's loads of shit in it, isn't there?
Now, I know what you're saying is, but Dave, you're a food reviewer. I'm not a fucking food reviewer for start. I review life. But I know what you're saying. I review food. But
that's not aimed at kids. That's aimed at adults who are able.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, if you're a kid, somebody's got to buy you that.
Yeah, you're going to have it, ain't you?
So, really, it's not the kid's fault.
No. I can say to Ginge now, can't I? Do you fancy a Chinese tonight? Oh, yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
But, now the thing is, I know I'm a food reviewer as such. And this is one of the reasons why I'm doing less food reviews. Because of this very reason.
Yeah,
because
it don't sit right, does it?
I was chomping on so much fast food at one point. For you people, and I'm thinking, well, you were saying it, weren't you, June? You were saying, you can't keep doing this, Dave. You can't keep eating this shit.
Yeah.
And it is shit.
And also, if you've been out in the day, because I don't really eat much during the day, I'll have a couple of rounds of toast in the morning, perhaps a bit of fruit at lunchtime, and then I'll have my tea. But what you used to do, you used to go out at lunchtime, do a food review, and then you didn't want anything at night.
Because I didn't want to eat any more calories and stuff, so...
Yeah.
It was wrong, but so this is one of the reasons why I've stopped doing fucking food reviews as many as I did. Because one, I don't want a fucking heart attack. I wouldn't mind a stroke, June. That kind of stroke, not the poorly bad one where your brain explodes. I don't want to be diabetic. And I want to carry on enjoying life. I want to be healthy. I've taken up badminton, folks. I've started to play badminton once a week. I'm getting back into it. And I want to play a bit more. I want to play it twice a week.
You used to play
I used to play it hell of a lot with me and Carlos and Christopher and Kurt and Greenie and all them. I used to love it.
You joined an over 50s club.
I've joined an active minds club so I can play badminton and be trying to lose a bit of weight. I'm not going to be skinny, but...
Well, the thing is, you struggle with what you can do. I mean, you can't run, can you?
My knees are fucked.
Yeah, you can't walk far, can you? Well, you walk with me.
Yeah.
Don't you, when I walk the dogs?
I just find walking boring.
Yeah.
There's no competition in walking.
Yeah. Whereas you see, I love walking.
Yeah. I don't mind walking. And when we go out and stuff, and I know where we're going, I'm quite happy to walk. But it just fucking bores me.
Yeah.
One foot in the other.
And you get people saying it wasn't better in the 70s. It bloody was. It bloody was, because you ate better.
Yeah. Let me just start this again.
You ate better. Kids might have their own entertainment.
Yeah.
Television wasn't on all day long.
Yeah.
Kids' programmes came on at what? After school, didn't they? And they finished, what was it, 7 o'clock? Was it 6:30?
Something like that, weren't it?
Finished at 6:30. So you only had a small window of time. So you come in, your mum had cooked your tea, programmes had finished. In the summer, you went out to play for an hour or so. And also, they don't do proper sport at school.
No, they don't. No, they don't do proper sport.
I mean, I think we used to do PE. I think it was... We had
football, rugby and cricket.
Yeah, but we used to have a double lesson of PE. And then I think it was 2 single lessons of PE. Yeah. So we did 4 hours or 4 lots of 45 minutes of exercise. Yeah. And it wasn't... It was proper physical exercise.
Yeah, it was proper physical exercise.
For me, it was playing hockey, cross-country running. Sometimes you'd play football with the lads.
Well, I did cross-country running. I represented the county.
Yeah, I mean,
I ran in the county.
I was shit at it. I was really bad at sports, but you had to do it and you had to participate.
But there's always an excuse now, isn't there? And then if the fat kid's not fucking doing very well, I'll just leave it. It's fucking wrong. We should be doing more.
And PE, and I mean, I hated swimming at school. I do like swimming, but I hated swimming at school. And quite often, I'd make out that I'd got my period that week, because you didn't have to swim then, you see.
Yeah.
But the teachers knew. They knew. What? Again?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't be allowed to say that now.
No, they won't be allowed to say it, because you're all too fucking woke and soft.
Yeah.
But the other thing about fast food is that I drive through Leicester and Loughborough and stuff, and there's always adverts for food of McDonald's and stuff. And, people say...
You see, that's another thing I didn't get when we were all in lockdown.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to... You were allowed out for 1 hour's exercise a day. But yet all the fast food outlets remained open.
Yeah.
What the fuck
keeping
was that
all that
about?
going.
What was that all about?
But there again, you see, June, parents do have the ability to say no. The parent is the grown-up in the fucking relationship of child and parent. The parent's there to guide people and say, no, you're not having this. You're not having a fucking McDonald's. You're not having a KFC. You're not having a burger. You're not having a pizza.
I still say it to Ginge now. I mean, she's 19, but I will still say to her, are you eating again?
Yeah.
You've just had your dinner.
Yeah. The trouble with Ginger at the moment, though, because the hours she's working, she can't get a stable routine.
What I'm saying is, it's a parent's responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, when kids become adults, you can't really...
If they ever fucking grow up nowadays.
Really tell them what they can and can't do, but I think you still can influence them.
Oh, definite. I have a right go at Ginge. If she's doing something wrong, I'll fucking tell her. I don't care. I'm there. I'm 53. She's 19. Until that kid's 25, I don't think she'll have a fucking clue about anything as such. Although she's not stupid, they need guidance still. They're still learning how to cut the teeth and cut the teeth into this world. And we need to do this, and this is what about being a grown-up is. And when people's now, it's like when the kid sees a McDonald's and they'll say, can I have a McDonald's? The parents should say, no, you had one less yesterday, you had one the day before, you should be able to do that. And also, you want to stop buying fucking crisps and biscuits to stop the temptation of the kid having the fucking crisps and the biscuit.
I think when we were a kid, when I was a kid, my mum used to buy a 6-bag of crisps.
Yeah, when they've gone, they've gone.
Yeah, that was it. If you ate them all in the first day,
they've gone. That's it. But there isn't like that anything like that now. It's all, oh well, I want some more, and if I don't get me more, I'll kick off. Well, fucking kick off then, because I'm fucking fed up with you going on, you fat little fucker. Fed up with it. Look at the size of you. We've had to buy you a new uniform because you fucking put 2 sizes on this week.
Yeah.
Pack it in. You're costing me a fortune in school uniform.
And this is going to sound wrong, and people are going to have a go at me for this, but celebrities and the like have made it okay to be fat.
Yeah.
Now, whilst I don't think anybody should be bullied for their size,
water.
I do think that all these celebrities being fat, and they're not just a bit tubby, they're bloody obese.
Yeah.
Are making it okay for people to be fat.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, it's like you just said, it's not about being a little bit chubby or like carrying a few extra pounds, which is, that is the fucking norm. It's the way of the world. You just got to control it.
And life gets in the way sometimes.
But it's when you see people, right, in a town centre, and they're that fucking fat, the face is all collapsed.
Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah, it's collapsed. Even the fucking eyelids have got weight. The earlobes are fucking. How the fuck do you get fat earlobes? How the fuck do you get fat eyelids? You get fat lips, and that's not because you've hit your face or something. People are just too fucking big, and it's like you walk through the town or the city or something, and sometimes you'll see somebody sat on a fucking bench, and it's like they've just collapsed there, and they've got a mountain of fucking Greggs wrappers round them, and you think, yeah, how the fuck did you get there? Who's put you there?
The thing is with kids, you have to be careful what you actually say to them, don't you? Because it's quite easy for them to become anorexic, bulimic, or whatever other eating disorder you can get. But being fucking fat,
yeah,
and I mean fucking fat because you keep shoving food in your gob,
yeah,
is also an eating disorder. And celebrities like, is it Gemma Collins?
Yeah.
Yeah? Making it okay to be fat. It's unhealthy.
It's not okay to be fat. It's not okay for me to be fat, right? I know that because you start wheezing, you start getting out of breath. I'm entering, not the twilight of my life, but I'm entering the stage of my life where you've got to be looking after yourself. But as a kid in their fucking junior years and hitting their teens, being obese, a 17-year-old being fucking diabetic in this report.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, I've put on no end of weight since we went into lockdown, haven't we? And that is because, well, there's been two reasons. One, because I've not been able to walk like I used to, because I've had real shoulder and neck problems, so I've not been able to walk the dogs. And also because I'm eating the wrong foods. Not too much, but I'm eating the wrong food.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it is kind of comfort food, but we're reining that in. I've stopped buying stuff. I buy more fruit and veg. It's like when I was a kid, when my mum did stuff, she used to help. She always, I mean, Sid Cannon will remember this, and a few others out there who are our age. You had the jug of celery.
Yeah, the Pyrex jug full of
celery. You'd have carrots on the go.
Yeah,
always.
I mean, we still do that, don't we? I'll sit and say, oh, we've got a lot of carrots and celery in the salad box, so I'll chop it up, leave it on the side.
It's gone within an hour.
Yeah, and a lot of it's just laziness because you can't be bothered to prepare it.
Yeah. Well, you see, this is the other thing. I suppose when people go shopping nowadays, they come out with this excuse as, oh, I can't afford to cook fresh. Yeah, you fucking can. You can. When we were in debt, when I got us into debt, we cooked and ate healthily. Everything was fucking planned. If we had a chicken on a fucking Sunday dinner, what was left over, I would make a chicken stew. And I do a good chicken stew.
You do a good chicken
My chicken stews are better than yours, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. And I think another excuse that people use is the fact that they're too busy.
Yeah. Slow cooker. Get a fucking slow cooker.
A slow cooker. I mean, I barely work these days, but I still use the slow cooker all the time.
A slow cooker. They are absolutely fucking brilliant. And don't say I can't afford a slow cooker. What are they? 15, 20, 25 quid?
Yeah.
You just get them. But you see, the other something else I think is what happens is these families who make the excuse that they can't afford to cook food or cook fresh or do whatever, when they walk into a shop, 9 times out of 10, you walk into a shop, you've got fruit and veg on the fucking... And I think when they go in, they've got blinkers on and they just walk by, they grab a bag of potatoes to make the fucking chips or the mash, and they just keep on walking.
Yeah, it is... I refuse to accept that it's more expensive to cook from scratch.
Yeah. We did it. We did it,
so we know. But I mean, also the other thing is people say to you, don't they? Oh, well, I can't make a pizza from scratch.
Well,
Don't make a pizza.
Don't make a fucking pizza then. Don't make a fucking pizza.
When you look at wartime rations, you can Google it and see what people survived on.
Yeah.
Then...
This is what we need, and it's coming. We need a fucking war. We need rationing.
Yeah.
We need rationing.
When you... and there wasn't anybody fat around there. Everything that we do in this life is time saving and effort saving. I'm not saying that this is what we want to do, but you look at the women back then, when they didn't have vacuums, they had to sweep the floor, they had to mop the floor, they had to beat the rugs outside, they washed outside in a dolly tub, they used a mangle.
Yeah.
You know, it was physical labour, but you don't do that these days. Not that I want to go back to using a bloody dolly tub in the backyard.
Well, when we was at school, we used to have, I'm looking around the cameras at June, but when we used to go to school, we used to have a thing called home economics. And you'd go in, and you would cook. They would teach you how to cook a decent meal, a balanced meal, a healthy meal.
Yeah, and taught you the basics of nutrition.
Taught you the basics of nutrition and how to do this, and then they would say, right, well, it was a little bit like Ready, Steady, Cook, where you would go out and you say, right, we need you to go and buy this, this, and this as cheap as you can, and we'll show you. You know, they say come into school with like 12 eggs. Cook an omelette. Now people are going to say I can't afford to cook an omelette or whatever, but it gave you the basics, the root. If you can, like June's always said, if you've got eggs, you've always got a meal.
Yeah, you have.
But people want to don't do that.
And another thing is, people seem to think that a healthy meal's got to be salads and all that sort of. But you can come home and you can have a jacket potato with baked beans.
Baked beans, or you could do yourself a bolognese sauce. Get some mince, fry it up in low fat.
Not a load of fat.
Low fat.
Low fat.
Yeah. Like them spray oils.
In fact, if you start it off on a low heat, you don't really have to.
Yeah.
But that's by the by. You can cook cheaply.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we should do a video, June, of a low budget.
Yeah.
Thing. I'll go round. We'll sit out and write a recipe. I'll go and get the stuff. I'll video me buying the stuff in the cart, the price and that. We'll come home, we'll cook it, and we'll do that.
Yeah, I mean,
and show how it should be done.
Sometimes beans on toast is enough for a kid.
I fucking love beans on toast.
Yeah, but for a kid, when they've been to school, beans on toast, there's nothing wrong with that. Instead of sitting them down to a plate of chips.
Quite often I'd say to my mum, I'd have beans on toast.
We still do, don't we?
Yeah, I fucking love beans on toast. But the other thing as well is about a parent is that some parents will give a kid cereal or just shit breakfast food. If you're get up a little bit earlier and cook your kid porridge. Drizzle a bit of fucking honey in it. Drizzle a bit of fucking...
See, that's another thing. If you're short on time, you can cook it in the slow cooker. We did it the other day,
we cooked, or June cooked, porridge in the slow cooker the other night. We got up in the morning, cup of tea, porridge, already done. No fucking about, no nothing. Don't go giving your kids cereal. Give it some fucking porridge. Give it ready break. It's a slow burner for the day. It'll give them the energy that they fucking need. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, shut up, you fat fuck.
Yeah, but
this is what we used to do in the 70s.
You know those cereals that you buy, your cornflakes, your Frosties and all that, actually weigh out a portion. What they say is a portion of cereal. It is tiny.
Well, I actually did a review on Sugar Puffs or something, cornflakes, and the actual portion is like
tiny.
Yeah, there's fucking nothing there. Give your kids porridge or ready break, and it's there. You can do it in the microwave. You can buy the ones in the packets. You put the fucking thing in the bowl. You get the milk. You put it in, mix it in, leave it for 2 minutes. Little Johnny's got a fucking bowl of porridge when he gets up.
Yeah, I think.
Or little Lucy, she's all there, or little whoever, Sharon, Debbie. Who else?
You don't hear those names these days, do you?
No, like Rita, Sue and Bob too. Rita and Sue. So there it is. I hope you've enjoyed our discussion on obesity and diabetes. I hope you take it on board. If you want to give me abuse, I won't listen to you. If you give me respectful comments, I'll take them on board. But personally, I think we all need to start looking at ourselves. I look at June all the while. Yeah, I don't. But yeah, we've got to start taking responsibility for ourselves, and that's about it, really. Anything to add, Junie, baby?
Stop filling your kids full of crap.
Stop filling your kids full of crap, because it's what you do now for your kids is their future. You can help decide.
Pass it on to their kids.
Yeah, you help decide how they will live. Ginge, she's healthy, right? She's healthy. Ginge is 19, right? And I take great pride in this. I don't take a lot of pride in things because I'm not that kind of person. But Ginge is 19 and never had a fucking filling.
Yeah.
Never had a filling. You go to the dentist and he's impressed with her teeth because they're white, she cleans them well, and I am so proud that my daughter has not had a filling.
If she has a gobful from now on in.
Yeah.
To have got to
20, because let's face it, by the time you see a dentist now, she's going to be fucking 20. To get to 20 and not have a filling, that means we have been doing something. She's not fat. She's just, that, you know, and we've taken pride in that. And what you do now to your kids' health is the basis, the foundations of how they're going to live, their future health. And then it's in their DNA that if they ever have kids, it'll be in their kids.
Well, the thing is, monkey see, monkey do. And it's like Ginge, she's got a job, hasn't she?
Yeah.
And she's seen us work all our lives, work hard, go to work, even when we're not well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she does the same.
She does exactly the same.
She might moan about it,
yeah,
but she gets up and she goes.
Couldn't wait to get a job and start living and paying away. Well, fucking buying her own shit.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. She sees us doing it and now she's doing it herself. And she's already planning a future on what she wants to do. So, but this is it, folks. This is what we're saying. Think now about your kids today, because that will go on in the future. Should get on a t-shirt. All right, folks, say bye, June.
Bye-bye.
Laters.